value. Raise your hand if you can tell me, what is value? What is value? Matthew?
Going light to dark.
Okay, it's going light to dark, or
Dark to light.
Ariana, thank you for raising your hand.
Dark to light.
Dark to light, right? Is it using the two different colors to do that?
No.
No, it's using one color to go from one to the other, right? Okay. All right. So today we've done that, right, with crayon. Have we done value with crayon? How did we make it dark? What did we do to make it darker? Isaac, thank you for raising your hands.
Pushing hard.
We pushed harder, didn't we? What did we do to make it lighter? Kiana? We pushed softly. We're going to learn today how to use watercolors to make value. And it's, oh, excuse me, it's not always, it's not the same as crayons. It doesn't matter how hard you push your brush on the paper, it's not going to make it any darker. It's probably just going to tear a hole in the paper, okay? So, the first thing we're going to do is kind of just a fun thing. It really has nothing to do with value, but it's kind of fun. It's called wax resist. So what you're going to do, everybody has a piece of paper at your table, and I'm going to demonstrate it first because you guys have never done this before, okay? So watch the board. Okay, so what crayon do I have? And what color is my paper? Are you going to be able to see what I'm writing? No, probably not. So I'm going to write my name in white. Okay? So I'm going to write my first name because it's shorter than my last name. And I have to do it nice and dark. And when you're doing it, you can kind of see the crayon and where you're at. But you've got to go nice and dark with it, otherwise it's not going to work right. Kiana, what's rule number 2? Raise your hand to talk. Raise your hand if you've ever used watercolors before.
I did one at my old school.
Self-check. If your voice is on, you're not following directions, you need to raise your hand to talk. Okay, so yes, you've used watercolors before, right? Oops, where was I at? Alright, very good. How do you get watercolors to work? Raise your hand if you can tell me. How do you get watercolors to work? How do you get watercolors to work? Yep, you have to have water, right? Okay, so I've written my name on here, but can you see it up there? No. So watch what's going to happen. So we are going to be using the color blue today. We're all going to use the same color just so our water doesn't get super messy, okay? And to make a color darker for value with watercolor, you're going to add less water. So I'm only going to get my brush wet one time, and I'm going to, here, I'll put it up here, sorry. And I'm going to mix it all around. So you see how it's getting all wet? Okay? And I'm going to really load my brush full, and I'm going to just kind of rub the paint because I'm trying to get it to loosen up with the water. So it's going to be really dark. So when I've got my paint nice and thick like this, then I'm going to go across the top of my paper. You see how dark it is? And when it starts to run out, what should I do?
Get more.
Load your brush again. Notice I didn't get any more water after that first time. It's nice and dark. See how dark that is? Okay, now I'm going to start making it a little bit lighter. So I'm going to get a little bit more water.
Whoa, that looks so white.
And now I'm going to get a little bit more water. And I'm going to blend it down. See how it's getting lighter? Yeah. And it's going from dark to light. You might have to keep adding water because if it gets too dry, then it's going to get darker. So you don't want it to do that. So starting from the top and blending down. I'm only going to do about half of it because I want you guys to get a turn.
It looks like a idea.
And then look at, what do you see showing up?
Light. Dark to light.
What do you see showing up?
Light.
We're going to blend it all in so that it shows the value. What is starting to show up? My name. Okay, and I'm going to use less less color.
Here comes the name. That is awesome.
And then you can start to see your name. So when you get to your seat, oh, pass.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to make sure it's nice and dark at the top. We're going to use, oh, if your voice is on, then you're not listening. We're going to make sure we use more pigment, more color at the top, and less as we go down, so that it gets lighter and we're showing value. Okay, do you see on my paper how it's darker at the top and lighter at the bottom? Okay, did I push harder with my brush? What did I do? I used less what? Oh yeah, thank you for raising your hand. Less water. Okay, boys and girls, let's go ahead and go to our seats. And I want you to get your white crayon out. White crayon. If you don't have a white crayon, borrow one from your neighbor. All right, I appreciate the way that I see Xander following directions quietly. Weston and Aaliyah, you two are going to be sharing with me.
You got it. This is mine.
Oh, thank you for sharing. You don't need these yet. You need a white crayon. Where's your white crayon?
I already did my white.
Okay, remember, I kind of colored it, and you can kind of see it on the board, because you need that wax on there, that crayon wax, to be nice and dark.
I'm going to do my name in the word.
You need to do it a little bit darker. Push a little bit harder with your white crayon. Otherwise, it won't show up. That's perfect, Madison.
I did kind of
Do a self-check and make sure you are following directions. You don't need to open it yet. You need your white pen. Yeah, you can. Remember, I told you you can see it. Boys and girls, make sure your name is nice and firm in that white crayon. Otherwise, it won't work. When you have your name written in white crayon, you may put your crayons away and put your hands on your head.
I can't wait to
When your name is written in white crayon, put your crayons away and put your hands on your head. Kiana must be done. Ethan must be done. Alex must be done. Isaac must be done.
My paintbrush is blue.
Jason must be done. Bethany must be done. Okay, we're going to do this together, so don't start painting yet. Go ahead and put those crayons back in your tubs. Put those crayons, once you're done, put them in the tub. So that I know that we're ready to move to the next step. Looks like table 4 is
I
ready.
already put my crown in.
Thank you, Alex. Very nice. Okay, so you have 2 cups of water at each table. Okay? Half the table is going to share 1 cup and half the table is going to share the other cup. Please don't jerk it over close to you. Leave it right where it's at, because it's right in the middle of everybody that's going to use it. Okay? Go ahead and open up your paint.
How?
There's a little clasp on the side. Oh, yours is taped shut.
Mine too.
If you need help opening your paints, you may raise your hand and I'll be around to help you.
I opened mine. I can't
Just set it
open
to
mine.
the side for right now.
I can't open. I can't
Alright,
open
Xander.
these.
Go ahead and open it. Oh, nobody should be painting yet. We're just opening. Okay, your paintbrush is going to be held in the same hand that you hold a pencil in. Okay? So you're going to hold your paintbrush the same way with that pinch and rest that you hold your pencil in. There you go. If you need help, raise your hand.